almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
If you're drunk,
blasted,
intoxicated,
ripped, plastered,
destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke.
Now. It's 7 a.m. It's 7 a.m. Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico.
For 5 years running. It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Cliches become cliches because they're based in fact. Right? Usually something just happens and then you kind of find a saying or a word and you wear it out. It's whatever. It's an old cliche. But pitching and defense win championships. And yeah, the Dodgers are mashing the ball. They scored 4 runs in the Bronx last night. But pitching and defense win championships. Mookie Betts made a terrific diving play out in right field, probably to save a run. In game 1, it was Tommy Edman up the middle that made a stop to save a run. And Teoscar Hernandez with a terrific throw to home plate. and Will Smith making the tag. Dodgers again with pitching and defense. 4-2, a late 2-run home run avoids the shutout, and LA is 1 game or 1 win away from a championship and potentially a sweep. What's up, boys and girls? Dodger fan, how you living? I'm going to guess pretty good. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck on a Tuesday morning. How you living?
What it do?
What'd you think? I mean, gosh, there's a lot to do last night between Lobo basketball and the Monday Night Football game and the Dodgers and everything else. But, I mean, when you got a team on the brink of sweeping the Yankees in the World Series, it feels like that's the lead to me.
It's the lead right now. Game 3, Freddie Freeman makes it 5 games in a row that he's hit a World Series home run. Yes, dating back to last season.
Yeah.
With the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, or the
last time he was in the World Series with the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And wow. And the Dodgers are putting it all together. And this is why I never worry about this team. They're too talented. And like, well, Walker Buehler struggled in the regular season. Yeah, but this is the postseason. That dude knows what to do.
What did he say in the postgame? You know, the postseason is really all I care about. Like, really, dude, you're getting paid $25 million, whatever it is, to pitch during the regular season. Yeah, the postseason is really all I ever really care about. But he was damn good, dude. And everybody they throw out there. And listen to the show coming in before us. And I know they're sitting in New York City. This is what I hate. And I know you feel somewhat the same way. And hate might be the wrong word. But I so dislike about national sports talk radio sometimes, except for Rome, because he's based on the West Coast. But East Coast radio, and it's all New York and Boston based. And to listen, I mean, I've watched almost all of this World Series. Like, I might have missed a half an inning here or half an inning there. To sit there and say, even ask the question, are the Yankees blowing this or are the Dodgers winning this? The Dodgers are winning this. The Dodgers pitching is shutting down the Yankees. I get it from your perspective, how your stars, Aaron Judge is 1 for 12, and the rest of your lineup isn't doing anything. But I just, the East Coast bias view on this just sometimes blows my mind. Am I too sensitive to that?
No, it's because it's all you hear.
Yeah.
On whatever major radio station you listen to.
Yeah, pick your network.
East Coast based.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is there a sense to you that the Yankees are blown? Where do they? I mean, the Dodgers left. How many did the Dodgers leave on base last night?
Are they?
Like, the Dodgers were a hit away from just blowing that thing wide open last night.
Yes. I think when you look at the Yankees, that their star players aren't performing, so that's a sense of not showing up and not leading your team. And Aaron Judge is 1 for 12 in the World Series.
Yeah.
And that's
a problem.
That's blowing it.
Yeah.
But they're getting beat overall by the Dodgers. They're not giving it away. The Dodgers are beating them. But I think looking specifically at Aaron Judge, when you look at, all right, Freddie Freeman stepping up, what Mookie Betts has done in the postseason, the fact that Shohei Ohtani is still able to draw a walk, even going up to the plate with one good arm.
Yeah. And
then you look at the Yankees, and your best player is supposed to be your captain is 1 for 12 in the World Series.
Yeah, Aaron Judge 0 for 3 last night. And his hitting coach is James Rowson, who told ESPN he's just one swing away. I know it's a big story. From my standpoint, this guy's one of the best ever to play the game. On any given night, the whole narrative gets rewritten. He's tremendous. Is there a Clayton Kershaw parallel to him?
I guess this is his first time in the World Series.
It is.
And I know he wasn't an issue up until the World Series.
Yeah. There was you've got a scout in here that told ESPN. So the Dodgers are feeding him spin, and he's chasing. And he is. I mean, it's that same pitch. It's that slider low and away, right? Every time he's chasing it. And, I think Smoltz is so good. He might be too technical. Do you like listening to John Smoltz, the analyst? He thinks his way through every pitch, and he's usually so right. And he might be too technical for people who don't really get deep into baseball, and I understand that. But he was saying, like, you watch a pitch, and it was Buehler in the first inning. And he says, okay, that one he started too low, and that's why he didn't chase it. If he starts it a little higher, he's going to chase it. And the next one, boom, that's what I'm telling you right there. And he's so good at that. Buehler was terrific. 5 innings, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, he walked 2. Buehler was terrific. Freddie Freeman homers in the first inning. 15 pitches in the game, a 2-run home run off of Clark Schmidt. He had tied the World Series record by homering in 5 straight games. Response? Let's hopefully make it 6.
Let's do it again.
It's your MVP, boys and girls. And then the defense. I thought the play Mookie made in left field, the diving play, was really good. And then on the next, it was the next batter, right? Or it was in the. I know it was in the same inning. Teoscar Hernandez makes the throw to the plate, a perfect one-hopper, and he kept the shutout alive. And it just, man. And then you run down the list with the bullpen, and the Dodgers go through 7 pitchers again. And tonight they're going to go through more. 7 pitchers last night. Buehler and Gratterall and Vesia and Hudson, Banda, Brasher, and then Kopech closed it out, and he gave up the home run to Verdugo. So the Dodgers are 1 game away. You can get in. Boy, we got a lot to do today. I mean, a ton to do today. Area code 505-246-0610 is how you get here. 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animals phone line. It is also our text line. You can send an email, Jeff@sportsanimалabq.com, JJ@sportsanimалabq.com. You can find JJ on the X. It's _JJ Buck. You can find us on Facebook, the OD in the AM. You can watch the show there. Adrian produces for us there. He adds little video additions with enhancements on the YouTube, on the YouTube channel for ProV Networks. It's on Comcast Channel 26 or Xfinity Channel 20. Everything changed names. Comcast is now Xfinity. Twitter is now X, right? The Sports Animal used to be just on the AM. Now we're on the FM sometimes. And, yeah, so you can find us however you want. Oh, and we have an app. You can find us on the app. Who knew we had an app? Look, so much to do today. JJ, it's game day for the Aggies. They play FIU tonight. Try to keep it going, coming off a win. We got Monday Night Football to talk about. Lobo basketball last night in the pit. You'll hear what Richard Pitino had to say after that. And I want Dodger fan in on the World Series. All right, when we get back, Lobos win last night, 74-70. Were you out there? Good crowd for an exhibition. It was an exhibition game against a future conference opponent. It was physical. It was sloppy at times. It was impressive at times. We'll get into Lobos and UTEP and what the coach thinks about a game in which his team wins but yet turns it over 25 times. Wow. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. And AM 610, the Sports Animal. Hey, they protect businesses all around town. They protect your neighbor's business and maybe even your home. They should protect yours as well. I've been using them for years. They keep the bad guys away. You're well aware that property crime is an issue in this town. And I know you're well aware that the officer shortage is a real thing. That's why affordable private security is available for you to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Look, the bad guys don't give a damn. They just want to steal something. You care. And when it's your house, when it's your property, it's important. How about a response time of 7 minutes or less? That's typically the response time, for customers of International Protective Service. They have officers strategically placed around Albuquerque and now in Santa Fe. They react quickly, and many times they catch the criminals in the act, detain them, and call police. IPS provides standing guards. If you need eyes on your property around the clock, and they install alarms and camera systems, they have a state-of-the-art facility that monitors those cameras 24/7. Don't wait till you're a victim. Call IPS, see what they can do for you. The number is 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420, or visit ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations.
New Mexico in an exhibition game beats the UTEP Miners 74-70. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. You're welcome to get in tonight. Is it tonight already? It's dark out. 5:05. By next week, JJ won't be dark when we get in. After we turn the clocks back this weekend, we get an extra hour of sleep though. I hate the late dark or the early darkness.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's no really but. Addie's like, Dad, it gets dark so early here. I'm like, yeah, just wait a week. Yeah. Were you at the ball game last night, Lobos?
So always,
yeah,
grain of salt.
Yeah.
First time for a lot of these players in that atmosphere, in that environment.
Yep.
But I'll give them a pass.
Well, they won.
But the three-point shooting is still something that I think we'll be talking a lot about.
So, like, who's the sniper going to be and who's going to be your guy? Amseal was 0 for 5. True Washington was 3 for 5. How is, by the way, and this feels like the perfect NIL. Maybe I should have this conversation with the Secretary of Tourism. Should I call Secretary Adams? True Washington. I mean, is that just not a New Mexico True?
There's a lot of opportunities, marketing opportunities right now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, his name is True Washington, who plays for New Mexico, and your whole campaign is New Mexico True. Like, he is New Mexico True. Right?
Who's your DD? New Mexico True. Like,
yeah, who's your
lot of
DD?
stuff.
You can go with Donovan Dent and Devin Dampier, and just for the Don't Drink and Drive campaign. What'd you think though? I mean, overall, look, they win the game, they get out rebounded 50. Or they out rebounded. I'm sorry, they out rebounded UTEP 56-30. The 25 turnovers is going to be an issue. They blew a big lead when they went into the bench, but like Richard said, and we'll hear later from Richard Pitino. It's a lot of guys playing their first time in this environment. He's probably playing a lot of different combinations that just seeing what works out there. It's their first time running it out there. They get one game and they get UCLA.
Yeah, this even in an exhibition game, man, you lean on Donovan Dent for 31 minutes, True for 28, Nelly for 29. It's going to be tight, and I don't think it's going to be as deep as Richard talked about or deep as people were expecting it to be. And I think this year's team, the identity, they're going to have to really lean into grinding and defending their backsides off. Because I think the offense is going to be hit or miss. Donovan Dent is going to create a lot of shots, but I just think in terms of a consistent offense, that might be a struggle for the Lobos, and not just because they were playing a UTEP team that was just fouling like crazy or being physical. I think it's just there's players that need to grow and get comfortable in this setting.
19.7 rebounds, 5 assists for Donovan Dent, 17, 6, and 4 steals for True Washington. Nelly Jr. Joseph, 7.16 rebounds and 5 block shots for New Mexico. 505-246-0610. We're open for business on the baseball. The World Series last night, Dodgers win 4-2. They are up 3-0 in the series. Try to sweep the Yankees tonight with a bullpen game. You can get in on that. A little bit of basketball is on the table for you as well. Tony, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living, Tony?
Good. Hey, I watched all these series games, and it appeared that on all the other games leading up to the World Series, they showed the little box to see whether you had strikes or balls and commented on them.
Yeah.
And I don't even know where the strike zone is anymore with these umps that they have right now. I'm a Dodger fan, but some of the calls against the Yankees last night were atrocious.
They had the box last night. It's a clear little box. It was on there last night.
You're right, but normally they had showed it so you could after it.
Oh, when they show the
they
replay?
pitched.
Yeah, when they show the replay. Yeah.
When they show the replay, they would really show you where the ball was at and everything. And since the divisional series, they've really cut down on the World Series so you can see it. Because there were a couple of times that when they did show it, that I thought it was a ball, but it was actually a strike.
Yeah.
But last night when they did show that one play where that
high strike,
high,
the high strike 3, yeah.
Yeah, it was atrocious. And I just the batters don't even know what to swing at right now.
Well, I'm going to tell you this: when you're sitting with 2 strikes and it's close, you probably need to take a poke at it. And yeah, I thought that's the one. There was a wide strike zone. I thought it was a consistently wide strike zone, and certainly he liked the high strike last night. And the Yankee fans and the Yankees were frustrated. I thought Jazz Chisholm on his last at bat, which both of those pitches, according to that strike, what do we call that thing, JJ? The strike box, whatever you call it, whatever the name is. Both of the pitches on Chisholm, the first 2 that got him really frustrated, were strikes. They both caught the corner, and he was really upset. I said, gosh, throw one in the dirt. He'll swing at anything right now. And you could see it got into his head because they were already chirping. Look, they're down 4-0. They feel like they're getting squeezed. And I don't know. I thought it was a wide strike zone. I thought that one pitch, was it Soto who struck out on that high strike? It was a left-handed hitter. But, yeah, I'm with you, Tony. I thought that one was really bad.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm thrilled the Dodgers are winning. I hope they close it out tonight.
Yep, me too. All right, man. Appreciate you. Thanks. The strike zone was high last night. How much? So what were you at the game last night? What did you? I don't want to get too much into detail if you didn't see.
No, that's fine.
You were all over the place.
Yeah, I was bounced. I watched everything.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, you're up 3-0 and you're that upset about a strike zone?
No, he's like, dude, I'm a Dodger fan. The Yankees, I thought the Yankees got kind of hosed on that one, is what he said.
It's human beings.
Yeah.
This is, yes, they're going to be different. They're going to be just off. It's, like, do you want what's going on in minor league baseball?
Yeah, I mean, you can get robo umps. I don't think it was that bad. I thought there was one pitch I thought that was called strike 3 that was out of the strike zone. But man, to your point, that's human beings. I'm amazed actually how good these guys are.
They are good, but you're going to have differences.
Yeah,
like you're going to be like, well, this box seems a few inches wider this way or a few inches higher. Yes,
but honestly, like, however accurate that strike box, whatever we call that damn thing,
K-zone.
Okay, I'll go with K-zone. You got to go deep on that, though. You got to go K-zone. All right, so however accurate K-zone happens to be, these guys are like 98% on it, dude. When it clips a corner, they're right. When it's just off, those guys seem to be right. They're really freaking good. There was a pitch that was a little above K-zone last night, and it was strike.
You want to be really freaking good, or just get every one of them right?
I know you want to go to Robos, right? You want to go
automated ball strikes right there.
Yeah.
You go to an Isopes game. It doesn't feel any different. You're still watching baseball.
Yeah.
Home plate umpire still has a job.
You got to call the guy out at the plate on the throw from Teoscar Hernandez, right?
Still got to deal with the lineup and pitching changes.
Yeah. Yep. It was Stanton, by the way. He had to call Giancarlo Stanton out at the plate. Great line. You could tell Scott Van Pelt. Did you watch SportsCenter right after Monday Night Football? I flipped over, and Van Pelt was at the Steelers game, so he didn't really probably watch that closely. So he was handed his shot sheet, and he was doing the highlights of the baseball game, of the World Series game. And he says, there's a base hit to left, and Stanton, I don't know if he's racing around third, but because it probably said racing around third on his shot sheet, and he hadn't seen it. He looked up and wasn't really racing, and just a great throw from Teoscar Hernandez to clip him, and you got him at the plate. I don't know that I think it's atrocious as bad as Tony thinks it is. I think it was a wide strike zone, but like I said, man, when you look at K-zone and how accurate these guys are, I'll tell you what, man, they don't miss that often. They really do not miss that often. Dodger fan, let's go. Yankee fan, where are you, man? I know you're there because I see you all around town. I see your Yankee hat everywhere. Snuggle Cubs cookies guy. Remember that guy? Remember he came into my office yesterday wearing his Yankees hat. Sorry, dude. He brought cookies, too.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we're going to have official Isleta New Mexico Bowl cookie.
It's pretty cool.
I think it's going to be green caramel, chocolate chip, and green chili. I think that's going to be, maybe with pecans, because, it's a New Mexico nut. Although there is the orange cream cheese chocolate chip with a little chili in it. That was really good, too. We're going to have our official cookie.
I can't wait to try it.
It's going to be.
I'm always.
You want me to bring one in?
Yes.
I'll bring it in tomorrow.
Nah. I always a little hesitant green chili in the desserts.
Yeah. So it's just a hint. You don't go overboard on it, man. You don't just that little hint.
But New Mexican.
You're gonna
yada
like
yada
it.
yada.
You're gonna like
love green chili and everything, but when it comes to sweets, it's kind of hit or miss. Like sometimes it doesn't really work.
I think you're gonna be okay with it. Our friends over at Snuggle Cubs, they were a sweet deal that went. Was it a sweet deal? It was, right? Yeah, it went pretty quick. All right, 505-246-0610. Looking at the NFL last night, you had Monday Night Football. Steelers 26, Giants 18. If you were at the Lobo game last night, 74-70, New Mexico over UTEP in an exhibition. Just your thoughts, your initial thoughts, right? This is like the preface, the preamble. It starts next week against Nichols and then next Friday against UCLA. But it's like when you open a book, you read the preface. I dedicated this book to right. That's what this was.
Yeah, but there is a little bit more to take from it because they were able to do it against a Division I opponent.
Yeah,
and I think that is something which a lot of the coaches like. I think anytime you get a chance to scrimmage against a like opponent early is very good because a lot of the other exhibition games, you're taking on D2 teams and it's a bunch of RMAC opponents, and you get a chance to play a Division I basketball game before it gets real. It's very good.
Where was UTEP in the preseason poll? Men's basketball preseason conference and poll, UTEP was picked to be tied for 5th with Liberty. Best team in that league was supposed to be Louisiana Tech, then Western Kentucky, Sam Houston, Middle, and then Liberty. and the Aggies were picked 7th. Aggies played a scrimmage last night against Western. They were winners as well. Football tonight, New Mexico State and FIU. We can get into that as well. When we come back, Russ, cooking? How surprised are you? I'll put my hand up. I mean, after 2 games, I'm trending to be wrong on Russ. I'll admit that. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep,
animal.
Well, kind of was number 3 on the docket last night. Monday Night Football. You had Lobo basketball at the Pit. You had the World Series. You had Steelers and Giants. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, Steelers are a marquee matchup. A lot of Steelers fans. So no matter when they play, there's a lot of people who care. But, I mean, would you say World Series 1, Lobo basketball 2, or maybe if the other way around, if you're you know,
yes,
it's your first look at Lobo basketball, and then the Monday Night Football was 3 last night, right?
It was.
And it went down towards the end last night. Giants had the ball with an opportunity to do something, and Daniel Jones turned it over. And the Steelers, who are now 6-2, beat the Giants, who are now 2-6, 26-18. You could see the frustration on the Giants bench, and you know, look, they found something really kind of cool in this Tyrone Tracy. He carried the ball 20 times, 145 yards and 1 touchdown. He was and this is your point on running backs, man, and you're so right. A 5th-round pick out of Purdue, out of Jerry Palm University, 24 years old, so he's older. But man, you can find running backs. You can.
And he played wide receiver in college.
Yeah, look. You can find running backs, and they did. He had 2 catches last night. Let's hit the Steelers side first, because they have looked, and look, they won 4 games with Justin Fields. And when Mike Tomlin went to Russell Wilson, I thought, what are you doing? Like, I did. I'll admit it, and I'm trending to be wrong, because if Russ continues to play like this, and I just didn't think he had anything left. I didn't. 20 for 28, 278 yards and a touchdown. He ran the ball 3 times for 7 yards. He did not turn the ball over. Well, he fumbled, but he didn't throw an interception. And they've got a good enough defense that you don't have to go out and score 1 million points every week. They've got a bye week. They got an interesting schedule after the bye week then, because all of a sudden they get into division play. They haven't played one yet. The Ravens, who we still think are good, even though they lost to the Browns. Are they Commanders first, then the Ravens, the Browns, and the Bengals? It's a playoff team, dude. They're a playoff team, and they might win that division.
They could win that division with the defense that they play, the fact that the offense is more confident. And you're right, everyone was like, what are you doing? You're 4-2. It's Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Bet on the upside.
Yeah.
But when you do look at some of the play calling, what's been successful, they're actually a better play action team with Russell Wilson than Justin Fields. Some of it isn't just crazy intricate passing concepts. It's just pushing the football downfield more than Justin Fields was doing. And obviously George Pickens is happier with Russell Wilson than he was Justin Fields. And they had moments last night where they could have and should have blown the game open. Penalties took takes a Pickens touchdown off the board. You have the one where you can't get the other foot down. You got one foot down twice.
Did, right?
But
One
the
foot
other one
twice
just never
doesn't
came
count.
down.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, it's 2 feet. On 1 foot twice, 2 feet.
2 feet. 1 foot twice doesn't equal 2 feet.
No.
Yeah.
So they had opportunities in the red zone that they missed settling for field goals early, and you could say the same thing for the Giants, but you'd almost expect that against that Steelers defense. And for the Giants, it's just more of the same. Like, there's flashes, like they move the football really well early to run like that against the Steelers, but not finishing drives. And then you look at the fumble, but TJ Watt makes a play on Daniel Jones.
He just beats the tackle, goes in, and literally just ripped it out of his hand and fell on it.
You have to help on that side, but then you saw when they were helping out early in the game with TJ Watt, it was Highsmith who was just freely getting past the backup left tackle for the Giants. That's what makes the Steelers incredibly difficult to play against. And then you're chasing the late game situation. Daniel Jones overthrows Singletary, interception, game over.
Yeah, it's a pretty good synopsis. Giant fan, you're done, right? I mean, does Daniel Jones finish out the season as their quarterback? I don't know that I think it was all him, but it was partially him. His numbers are 24 for 38 for 264. He had the interception late. Is this all on him? They're running the ball well. Their defense seems to be okay. They are the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Because they're not the most boring team. They're almost the most undefinable team to me.
Well, Daniel Jones, I think with all the football we've watched him play, there's moments where I think if Daniel Jones was your backup quarterback, you'd be feeling pretty darn good.
Sure.
Because he can flash at times. So the consistency just isn't there, and there's too many games offensively where they're settling. Or you go back to that Cincinnati game where they had just one touchdown. Like, he can't finish drives. They can't create explosive plays downfield. They hit Slayton for a few. But you look at it, you have Slayton, Malik Neighbors, Tracy's emerging over the last few weeks. You're able to rush like that against the Steelers. I don't know if going to Tommy DeVito does anything or Drew Lock at this point in time just in the season.
Tommy DeVito's still on that roster?
I think it could come down to the later we get in the year, it's a situation where they just bench him to maybe avoid potential injury guarantees.
Kind of like the Russell Wilson thing from
similar
last year?
to like Russell Wilson, but not because it's, hey, here's an option we want to see and develop. It's just because you're not good, you don't want to be on the hook for more guaranteed money.
Because if he gets hurt, he gets that injury guarantee.
So here's the quarterback change.
Yeah, and he goes, my back. I hurt my back in practice. Yeah, they're bad, and it feels like quarterback play would change them, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Daniel Jones. He had that playoff win, and
the one on the road at Minnesota.
Paid. You have an offensive coach. I know Saquon Barkley is not there, but you drafted a wide receiver in the first round. You found some playmakers, and you're still just left wanting more, the quarterback position.
All right, 505-246-0610. Do you know who Taylor Hendricks is?
The football player?
The basketball player. All right, we'll stump you with a Taylor Hendricks. He's the Jazz forward. He was their ninth overall pick in last year's draft.
Oh,
do not look at his injury.
That was the injury?
Did you look at it?
It popped up on...
Gruesome.
It's one of those videos that just pops up when you're scrolling. And
gruesome.
Keep going.
Non-contact gruesome injury. Tell you about that. I mean, I don't want to spoil your breakfast.
That's right, the kid from UCF, right?
Yeah, I did. It was, you had a bunch of stuff in the NBA last night. You had one of last year's top draft picks go off and another one go out. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM. And AM 610, the sports animal.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and
if for some reason you just got to see the gruesome stuff, then I don't want to disrupt your breakfast. Taylor Hendricks is a second-year forward for the Utah Jazz. 9th overall pick in last year's draft. Spent a lot of time in the G League. Left Monday's game against Dallas on the road on a stretcher. Just a gruesome non-contact leg injury. Midway third quarter, it was just JJ was a play. I mean, so you've seen it? It's just a play. Like that happens at the Y or in practice or in a game. Nobody near him, no contact, and his lower leg just looked shattered and it was pointing the wrong way. It was just gruesome. You could see like his teammate looks over and had a look away. He's like, oh. But this guy just got into their starting lineup and he'll be out for a long time. It's just gruesome, man. So if you need to see it, I'm sure it's hit your feed. 505-246-0610. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Lenny, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Lenny.
Morning. How you doing?
All right.
So last night, people are going to say after the Steelers beat the Giants that they beat the Jets, they beat the Giants, they haven't beaten great teams. But they are a better team with Russell Wilson than with Justin Fields.
Seems that way, yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue it, right?
You know, their defense couldn't stop the run last night to let the Giants running back go off what he did. But as Wilson goes on in the season and gets his feel back after sitting out for over a year, Fields cannot make the throws that Wilson makes.
Okay.
With the angles and getting it to the receiver. And, I mean, we know Wilson can't run like Fields, but who's a better manager for the field as a quarterback?
Who's a
Russ
isn't turning it over. Yeah,
and Russ knows he's now playing for his last contract.
If there's another one to be had, yeah.
Right, and then we go to the other side of the coin, and we get someone like Anthony Richardson who walks off the field because he's tired.
He's tired, man. I've never seen a quarterback.
And then admits you could make up any sort of lie you want. No one would know what you left the field for. But you blatantly admit you left because you were tired?
Yeah.
Joe Flacco came off the bench of his couch last year.
Yeah.
He wasn't tired.
I mean, even if he was, he played. Dudes are all tired, man.
But that's who should be playing for the Colts the rest of the season.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of questions about Anthony Richardson. There's a lot.
I mean, what is wrong with him psychologically?
Well, he was tired, man. He needed to come out. It's insane. That one, I mean, JJ and I were talking about that yesterday. That one's where you just go, what? When was the last time, because I don't know if ever, I saw a quarterback tap the helmet on third down.
I have never seen a quarterback leave the field and admit he left because he was tired. What are you going to give him on the sideline, a binky and a blanket?
Maybe, yeah. Rub his back, yeah.
Come on, dude. You're getting paid first-round money.
Yeah.
Guaranteed, and you're tired.
Well, he's been out, and it goes a lot, right? The questions automatically go to conditioning and what were you doing when you were out, and were you working hard? All those things.
Obviously, he wasn't doing anything. And he needs to go see a sports psychologist.
He needs to get.
But if your team is going to support you after that, I would be shocked.
Yep.
I mean, you see a team support a quarterback when Herbert had his leg locked on extra and the offensive lineman buried the player into the ground.
Yep. All those things are right, man. You're not wrong on any of it.
And then lastly, since I've been eating a lot of, my words, congratulations to Freddie Freeman and the Dodgers.
Ooh, not done yet.
It's not done yet, but it's over. I mean, if it goes, I anticipate Freeman hitting another homer because he's just locked in.
That's a beautiful thing.
And that'll go down as one of the greatest postseasons in career and just another step for him into the Hall of Fame.
Let me ask you this. If he hits one tonight and they sweep, let's just say if, and I don't know that he will or they will. But so what's a greater feat? 3 home runs in a game that Reggie Jackson did in that, I think it was 81, or hitting a home run in all 4 games of a sweep, including the walk-off grand slam.
All 4 games in a sweep because you're doing it in 2 different ballparks, 4 different pitchers.
Okay. Fair enough.
And that walk-off grand slam that he hit, it was just effortless. And how do you put a pitcher in who's been out for 38 straight days?
He liked the way he was throwing in the bullpen, man. He thought he had it. He liked the lefty.
He looked like he crawled out of Pornhub.
I know. All right,
with
man.
that face and beard. But, give it to credit to the Dodgers. They're playing. I'm glad Ohtani didn't get hurt because I didn't want anyone saying, well, if the Yankees won, Ohtani wasn't there.
No, it's good. All right, man. Enjoy the week. See you. What's more impressive if he does it tonight, JJ? Reggie hitting 3 in one game, and that I think it was 81. Hooten, Sosa, and then Huff. Or if Freddie hits 4 in 4 games of a sweep, including the walk-off grand slam, what would be? I mean, they're both pretty damn impressive. And again, just because you like Mike doesn't mean you think LeBron stinks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think 4 and 4.
Okay. I mean, that's. I don't know that there's a wrong answer to it.
Yeah, but if you're like, 3 and 1, it's like, okay.
Yeah. That was a day, dude. I mean, that just and Reggie, you've seen the video of him strutting around the bases. Like, that was a day. I mean, as good of a day as anybody's ever had in a World Series game. That was something different. Look at that guy. Look at Strauss. Like that guy's hanging around. Like that guy.
Steelers win on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, Steelers win on Monday.
In the morning.
He couldn't sleep. Steelers win on Monday Night Football, and he shows up in our show. What are you doing?
How you doing, man?
I mean, life's giving you, right? Why are you here so early?
Prime Meats here today for this week.
No Bull Prime Meats. Oh, he's making money today. That's why he's here.
Yeah.
I understand. All right, big win for your Steelers last night. You can grab a mic. Like it's really, really bad radio because we're going to be in a break in a minute. You selling? What is big win for your Steelers last night?
Well, here's my concern.
Eric Strauss, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Here's my concern, as it always is.
He's happy to not talk about the damn election.
this mic is hot, I assume.
It's hot.
I thought Russ looked good at first, and then I thought he looked like old Russ towards the end of the game. I did not like the 4th down punt where we gave the ball back.
All right, but you got it back because you went and stripped because you got a stud on the left end.
Yeah,
and comes and just.
I'll tell you. Here's the ways, the balance when you're in fantasy football. I was down 30 points. Listen to this, JJ. I was down 30 points. I needed a Monday Night Miracle. I had Chris Boswell and Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, we had Neighbors.
I ended up tying 131 to 131, and I had the tiebreaker, so I won. Coming into that game 30 points down, would you have thought I won, JJ?
With Neighbors and Boswell? Boswell's good for 4 field goals a night.
Yeah.
Neighbors, he got a couple of those catches in that final drive.
That last catch,
and your buddy,
the last catch tied the game.
I lose like that every week. Your buddy's sitting there just going, bleep that guy.
And the Steelers won. So it was a good night in the house of
Strauss.
Strauss.
The house of Strauss.
Yeah. I'll talk to you at 8:20.
You'll be here at 8:20. Listen to Eric over on News Radio KKOB every weeknight at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
It's Cialis for your
Go
soul.
Steelers.
Incendiary radio.
Go see, yes.
Viagra for your brain, or what is it?
Viagra for your brain.
Cialis for your soul?
Cialis for your soul.
What's the other one? Levitra? What's the other one?
Compelling, incendiary.
I got to go. I got to take a break.
Okay.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico.
Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Man, look down the hall. It's like all the afternoon people are here. Strauss, Zay is here. Like, are they firing us and they just need people to do our show? That's kind of how it works. Just saying. It's opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Strauss came in, told you his fantasy football issue. I'm playing in one league. I'm playing a dude who's got my exact 2 running backs in another league. I got Kamara and Jacobs and Walker, and I'm playing against that dude. And I'm like, how'd you get that team? Jefferson, it must be sweeps month for Strauss to leave his house. It's from Rod. Superstar day on the OD, it says. It is a superstar day on the OD. Tell us the Strauss in the series, Jeff. Why do the batting helmets have a little picture of the house with Strauss across them? Actually, he's getting great pub. What is Strauss? Do you know what it is? The company, whatever it is brilliant. That sponsored the batting helmets, right? They're all the playoff. They put their name, their logo on the batting helmets, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you know what Strauss is?
I don't.
But forever, whenever they show that Freddie Freeman home run, their logo is going to be there, like forever. It's kind of, brilliant on their part. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Dodgers win last night 4-2. Freddie Freeman hits a home run in the first inning. Walker Buehler, 5 scoreless innings, and the bullpen shut him down the rest of the way. LA's up 3-0 in the World Series. Want your thoughts, Dodger fan, Yankee fan. So the question that was asked on my drive in on the national show, and it wasn't even, it was forced into a question by a caller, because the hosts of that show are all based in New York City and are all telling you how the Yankees are blowing this series. That the Yankees they're blowing their chance, and Soto's going to be gone, and the Dodgers are going to sign. Are the Dodgers going to sign Soto?
They absolutely could.
There's evidently in the process or whatever. It's just be crazy. And maybe there is a point to be made that the window could close quickly for the Yankees if Soto leaves, if some of the young pitching leaves, whatever. And the Dodgers, meanwhile, seem like they're set for a minute because so much of their pitching is on the shelf. Ohtani signed for a while. Betts is signed for a while. Freeman seems like he's in a good spot until he's done. But you had a caller who called them and said, look, man, this isn't the Yankees blowing this. This is the Dodgers beating them. And I can't agree more. And maybe it's because I'm a West Coast guy and most of you are Western United States people, many Dodger fans. But I don't know. You tell me, as you're watching this, I guess if you're a Yankee fan, you think they're blowing it. You think Aaron freaking Boone, because he brought in a pitcher who hadn't pitched in a month to pitch to Freeman, and so that's how they blew it. I don't know, dude. I'm watching the Dodgers beat them. The Dodgers are doing everything right.
They are, and they're getting beat. The Yankees are across the board. I think when you look at giving it away, that there's a sense of that when your best players don't show up on the biggest stage, and that's Aaron Judge right now, 1 of 12 in the World Series, and we've seen Stanton homer, we've seen Soto homer, but nothing from Judge. And yet you look at the Dodgers, and the guys that you expect to do big things have done it.
So I'm going to draw a parallel, and I'll do this again, and I'll go a little deeper on it. I said earlier to you, is Judge going 1 for 12? Now, granted, this is his first World Series. Is it someone akin to Kershaw? And I thought Clayton Kershaw at times has gotten burned in the World Series or in the playoffs. He didn't get run support. a lot of times, but his World Series and more so his postseason numbers are his Hall of Fame regular season. Now he did win a ring in 2020, but Dave Roberts was taking the hit so often, the manager, for why'd you pitch Kershaw? Why would you not pitch Kershaw? Who wouldn't, right? When Clayton Kershaw was in his prime, why wouldn't you pitch him? Aaron Boone's kind of taking the hit because his guys aren't getting it done. I mean, you look at the top of his lineup, aside from Soto, who's doing it? Stanton was doing it in the American League Championship and Division Series. But players make plays, man. And when Judge is 1 for 12 and Stanton isn't hitting, and it's hard for me to sit here and put it all on Aaron Boone. If you want to question the choice of pitchers when Freeman hit the slam, I can listen to that, right? But is it all on Aaron Boone? If Judge is hitting, all of a sudden Aaron Boone's not that much of an idiot.
Absolutely. That's part of it. It's the pitching decisions you can question, but when you're putting your lineup out there and you're like, all right, this is the order we've gone with, and Stanton, Soto, Judge been raking. They got you to the World Series,
right?
Dude just got to hit,
and they're not, and they're getting outpitched. They're outplayed by the Dodgers. 505-246-0610. Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's good, Mike?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for taking my call. I just want to chime in real quick. Baseball is not my thing. I played it my whole life, but once I became an adult, it's hard to watch baseball. And then my issue with this is there's a $1 billion payroll on the Dodgers.
Yep.
They have a $1 billion payroll. I mean, if they don't win, then if they don't win the World Series, then it's all a disaster. I'm not a big fan of these whole just like mega super teams that beat other teams into submission and end up in the championship, every single year. It's like the rich person that wins the contest every year because he's paying the judges. It's just like, and I know that that's not the case here, but I just got to say I'm so disinterested in this World Series, and I really couldn't care less because of these two massive payrolls. They've taken the parity out of baseball. And then just my last comment here, I want to say this about the game last night. I can't remember the dude's name that just called in and said, the Steelers are way better with Russell Wilson. So they got the Giants and the Jets with Russell Wilson. So that's not very great. And I just think that, and I've been impressed too, just like you, JJ. I mean, I've been impressed with Russ thus far, but I think there's a ceiling that's coming really, really quick for Russell Wilson, and he's going to be exposed real soon. Thanks for taking my call.
I appreciate you. All right, so it's not $1 billion salary. According to Sports Track, JJ, their total cap allocations, I don't even, so you're going to have to help me a little bit. Their allocations are $355 million. Their adjusted payroll total, JJ, is $241 million. Now, look, it's obscene, but it's not $1 billion. Okay, so I needed to fact check that. Now, what?
They spent over $1 billion in free agency.
Okay, but that was like given the $700 million over how many years to Ohtani,
yeah,
right?
But
that's going to go in like perpetuity because the dude pushed everything back into like when he's 70 or something. But annually, so when you say they spent over $1 billion, that was over the lifetime of contracts, which are going to last.
What they, and I'm not against it. If you can do it, do it. But they are $1 billion team because you can you're saying here's $1 billion that someone is getting at some point in time. And
over time. The highest base salary, and JJ, help me with this, is payroll salary adjusted. I don't even know how to read this. Payroll salary adjusted, and base salary. What am I looking at? What's the number I want to look at? Because his Betts is making $30 million. His base salary is $25. He gets a bonus of $5 million, so he's making $30 million. Freddie Freeman's making $27 million. Teoscar Hernandez is making $23 million. Taylor's making $13. You know what Ohtani's making? Okay, this is so crazy to me. And his payroll salary is $70 million. His adjusted payroll salary is $2 million. Whatever. The bottom line is they're somewhere between 240 and 350. It's a lot of freaking money. And I agree with that dude usually, except for when it's kind of the team you grew up rooting for, right? If the Tigers or the Guardians or
there's parity in baseball. The difference is these teams can overcome their mistakes faster than anyone else
Well, that's
because
why.
of the money.
That's why when you got 6 starting pitchers on the injured list, and you can still throw out Flaherty or go out and get one, right? Or go out with a Buehler.
The Dodgers organization, even with the money, the depth of talent is better than a lot of teams out there. They still have to draft and develop players that are good enough that they can make these midseason deals. They're not just getting these guys giving away nobody to acquire these players midseason. So they have a very well-ran organization, and the difference is when you have that money, you can overcome your mistakes faster than the rest of the league.
Yeah. The Yankees too, and I understand where he's coming from on it, but I just needed to go in and so $1 billion. So what he's saying is they went out and spent over the course of these contracts, and I don't know how long Ohtani's deal is.
Just this last offseason,
yeah.
And I know the money's deferred, but it's still money that they can give. They spent $1 billion in one offseason.
Yeah, that's crazy. So okay, but $1 billion, like so, $700 million on Ohtani was part of that. That's over 10 years, right? So that's an average of $70 million a year, which is again insane, right? $70 million a year, and it's going to be deferred. So, but that doesn't count into this year's. It's however you want to look at it. Yeah. So they spent $1 billion over 10 years. All right. And if it gets them a championship, it's all going to pay back.
Yes.
Because everything you hear.
Spend it. If you have it, spend it.
And everything you hear on what Ohtani is. You know what their luxury tax is? It's well, I guess it's only $46,000. So,
my goodness.
I mean, whatever. Yeah.
It's in the owner's wallet.
Yeah, probably is. 505-246-0610. We're going to have a sweet deal for you. Coming up here in a little bit, we're going to hear from Richard Pitino on Global Basketball last night. We've got the Audible coming up at 8:42. We'll do the Sports Animal Audible as well. So the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action.
Jay Buck, I think Bronco pretty much at a press conference said everything he said here yesterday, right? About, really no update on Luke Wysong. Talked about the lateral that he watched. Nobody's watched it more than him, and putting pieces together. So good conversation with him yesterday, although I got an email that said he didn't say anything and it was the worst, and that if he didn't have an update and hadn't called his trainer, that he should be fired.
He absolutely knows what's going on with Luke Wysong.
Yep.
This college coaches in college game have no obligation to tell you about injury reports.
That's correct. I found this one interesting. So Michigan plays Oregon this weekend. Michigan has gone rotated, and not by choice. By choice, but not by first choice. Does that make sense? Rotated 3 starting quarterbacks. And one of the guys who started this year is retired from football, which is, you don't see this in college football. Jack Tuttle retired from football due to a string of concussions and health issues. He put on his Instagram announcing his retirement that he said he recently suffered the 5th concussion of his college career. And after dealing with an elbow injury over the last year, he played against Washington and Illinois, and was ruled out of the Michigan State game last week. And this was on his Instagram. He said, "This past year has been challenging, marked by a UCL repair in my throwing arm that I didn't fully recover from, which was caused by ongoing issues. Unfortunately, the recent experience of enduring my 5th concussion has brought forth the painful truth that I need to start prioritizing my health. Throughout my college career, I've battled numerous injuries, culminating in this difficult choice to step away from playing the game that I love." That's a tough, mature decision, man.
That's the second quarterback in the last 2 weeks.
Who's the other one?
Grayson McCall, transferred from Coastal Carolina, North Carolina State.
Is that right?
Same thing.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. And I guess, look, if you come to the realization that you're not going to be a pro, and even if you are, you have to deal with this. At some point you got to say, damn, is this worth it? Right? There's a lot of science out there, and if I've suffered 5 concussions, and by the way, I'm not playing right now, and my team is 4-4 and probably not that great. What are they, 5-3, 4-4? I should know this one, right? I was going to go to the Oregon game. I canceled the hotel room. I was going to go to this one. But I respect that, dude. I respect a young man who's, and people are going to say, yeah, Tua should do this too. I think it's different. I do. Don't you think that Tua's out there making a lot of money?
Yeah,
he's
Tua
a pro.
has
He's at a different level.
The contract,
Mm-hmm.
the willingness to play.
Yeah.
This is a quarterback who's just in a mix to try to be a starting quarterback at Michigan.
Yeah, for 1 year because
in a bad offense, and probably sees that his ceiling is not quite a NFL quarterback, a massive contract. So let's focus on what's next.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. All right, 505-246-06. What was he coming in like the whole time except for when he's supposed to come in?
Oh, of course.
It's so Strauss. All right, we're gonna have a sweet deal for you if he decides he wants to bring this gentleman in. You want, what are we doing? We'll have a good sweet deal for you, and then we're gonna do the Sports Animal Audible at 8:42. And we'll do that. Strauss is unbelievable. He'll just come in when he needs to, and then at the assigned time where you guys engage. And that mic's hot. You engage in deep conversation, Brett.
We were.
You can sit if you want, or you can play with that. However, whatever.
I'm good.
Yeah, Brett, sit.
I'm good. Okay. Calm down, everybody. Headphones on?
This is good. Whatever you want. I got a sweet deal for you. It's No Bull Prime Meats, and it's going live on our website, sportsanimалabq.com. This was a big hit last time, and I assume it's going to be a big hit again. Best meat in town. No antibiotics, no steroids, no vaccinations. Raised right here in Estancia with beef and bison and pork and lamb and goat. Brett is here, and for $25, you're going to get $50 worth of meat over at No Bull Prime Meats at 9 o'clock. What's good? How you living?
Hey, I'm doing great. Good morning, Bob. Thanks for having me on there. What else is new at No Bull is that we're making all natural dog food. Same meat that we produce for our customers. We're using prime, dry age, no antibiotics, and we're making dog food. We're making a smoked sausage. We're making some patties and some chubs.
And look, this is, I don't know anybody anymore who just buys a big bag of kibble for their dog. You know what I mean?
I think they mix it. I think they mix kibble with a good dog food. And we have the best. It's prime and dry age. We got the store on 12th and Garregos, 1208 Garregos Northwest. The store is open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Or you can call me, 505-449-7387. We also have free delivery. The entire state of New Mexico, southern Colorado, free delivery.
Is there a minimum on that?
There's no minimum.
And so it's pork and lamb and goat and beef and bison. It's just this buttery flavor. When did you? Obviously, this is your business. When did you realize that? And it makes sense. And maybe this is a really stupid question, but how you treat the animals, how it's going to create the product you create.
45 years ago, I started ranching in Illinois, and if you give no stress to humans, you give no stress to animals. It's the same concept. No stress. The animals live good. They're clean the feedlots daily, the water daily, and you just get great meat from that. There's no stress.
Yeah, and people love it. Is there a website people can go to check out what you're doing? What is it?
There is www.nobullprimemeats.com. They can call me at 505-449-7387. They can go online and put the order in, or they can just call me direct. I'm the owner, the rancher. I take the call 7 days a week.
He is Brett, and he is the owner of the rancher. It's No Bull Prime Meats. It is your sweet deal. It goes live on our website, sportsanimалabq.com. Goes right at 9 o'clock. I would suggest jumped in. This one hit hard last time, huh? People loved this.
It did. They always hit hard. It's just a great deal. It's a great opportunity, and we'll take care of you. Absolutely.
And it's going to be where you get your meats. It's for $25. you get $50 to spend at No Bull Prime Meats. The address again, if they want to go by the store in Gallegos,
is 1208 Gallegos, 12th and Gallegos, Northwest Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87107.
12th and Gallegos, and the website is No Bull Prime Meats. Brett, appreciate you. Always do. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the Runaround Radio Ranch here.
You too, Bob. Thank you very much.
Yeah, a little different than your ranch. All right, when we come back, I got the Sports Animal Audible coming up for you at 8:42. Is everybody going to call me Bob the rest of the day? Is that how this is going to go? All right. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
6-18 in Pennsylvania. Russell Wilson, 20 for 28, 278 yards, a touchdown, and no interceptions. If you got Tyrone Tracy on your fantasy football team, that was a good pickup for you, huh? 145 yards.
Probably
and a
didn't
touchdown.
play him last night, though. But
You don't think so?
that matchup?
Well, I mean, it depends what you got,
It always depends what you got.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. 145 yards. It's sometimes I wonder. We overthink ourselves. Sometimes you play your studs. Is he not a stud yet?
Well,
He's
no,
becoming one.
because you look at what they did last week, which was nothing, and Singletary was eating into his snaps a little bit. You still had the clear lead on the backfield, but then you come out this week and get a full workload. Fantastic performance against Steelers defense, but unfortunately left with a head injury.
Who did?
Tracy.
Oh, I didn't even see that. All right. Emails, Jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. Go. I'm here. Everybody's here correcting Strauss. I guess y'all listen to Strauss's show. Eric Strauss was him. The House of Strauss on News Radio KKOB at 6:00 every night. Gopher said last night in the house, Strauss was trashing the Dallas Cowboys, Jeff. Last time I checked, Jerry still beat the Steelers in their gym. It's from Gopher. I don't know. Who would you rather be right now, Steelers or the Cowboys? Just asking. Terry says maybe share with Strauss. He talked about the volleyball situation. He thought Colorado State had a female kicker. Pretty sure he was talking about Katie Nida, who starred at Colorado, then transferred to UNM. All right. I mean, make a list. I'll correct Eric on all this. Or you guys can call Eric and let him know. I mean, he's got a show every night. 243-3333 is how you get in there. All of a sudden, I became Eric's agent. Todd said classic trap game for Lobo football, ? Jeff, Lobo football is chalk. Probably already looking ahead to a critical game against the Aztecs on short rest. Wyoming's 1-7. The gym's going to be empty. Can Jay Norvell's guys steal a win at University Stadium? That's Jay Novell or Sawvell. How is this a trap game for anybody? You're coming off a loss. You realize that what you've got to do to get to the postseason. This is a kind of a, I don't want to say it's a must win, right?
Yes, if you want to get to 6 wins, if you want to be a bowl eligible team,
right?
You have 4 games left. I'm not as confident in the Washington State game.
No, I mean, there's nothing to be confident about.
But these Wyoming, San Diego State, Hawaii are winnable games for the Lobos.
Yeah, Todd, I will disagree. I don't think it's a trap game. Now, is it a guarantee? Like, if they lose, do you say they looked past them?
There's nothing. When you come off a game, you score 6 points and not an offensive touchdown. The last thing this team is doing is looking ahead to San Diego State.
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, look, I understand Wyoming's 1-7, and I don't think they're very good, but I don't think they're horrible. Look at their last 3 losses. They lose on a last-second field goal to Utah State, who you beat by 5 points, right? They lose to San Jose State, who we think is okay. They lose by 10 on the road, and they lose by 3 to San Diego State. And the game before that, they beat Air Force. Like, their last 4 games have all been really competitive, haven't they? Now, I get it. Arizona State blew them out the built. They lose to Idaho 17-13. You lost to an FCS too. BYU's undefeated. They beat them by 20. They're 1-7. I'm not even going to pretend to sit here and do coach talk on you and say, this is a really good football. But they're not like dog bleep. They struggle. It feels like they're getting a little bit better. Your eye test tells you that they've gotten a little bit better, right? I mean, they absolutely can come in and beat you. You're not that damn good. Like, you're a good football team that's getting better, I think. But I would argue no. I would say that there's no way this is a trap game, a look-ahead game. Yeah.
If you get beat, it's not because you're looking ahead. It's because you're in the mixer of all these teams that are not good, and you're trying to find some consistency.
Yeah. Carl says, Bronco Mercenary didn't say anything, Jeff. Yesterday was one of the lowest points in the history of the opening drive when he said he had no updates on his leading wide receiver. 2 days after the game, he hasn't called the trainer and asked Sup. If that's true, he should be fired immediately. How can you put together a game plan without knowing one way or another? This is what you just addressed, right? Yeah,
it's got to be sarcasm, right?
I hope all of these are. I got another one. You got to fix the schedule. If you're the first thing for the AD, fix the schedule. You can't have football and basketball playing together. Yeah, I mean, they all got to be, right? All of these today have to be.
Just run a PSA of how television works when it comes to scheduling.
I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. All right, 505-246-0610 if you got some sarcasm and you want to get in. You're welcome to do that. What do you make of the Chiefs acquiring, sending a 6th-round pick to New England and getting a pass rusher and Josh Uche? This is just another piece for them, right? This is the rich getting richer a little bit.
Need some depth.
Right, that's what it is, right?
Their pass rush is fine. Their defense
really
is good.
No, their defense is really good.
Raise your hand if you heard of this dude before you just said that name.
No, that's right. That's what I'm saying. So you look through it and you're going, okay, but it's more depth. It's like when the Dodgers get Jack Flaherty at the trade deadline. You're like, what? And then all of a sudden there he is starting Game 1 of the World Series. Right? But honestly,
yeah. This guy had 2.5 sacks and for the Chiefs. Yep.
How much noise did the Jack Flaherty trade at the deadline for the Dodgers make? Little, right? That's
a flurry of moves where you saw the Dodgers adding depth, which is very important in sports.
And that's what this is to me. Here's another pretty good player that you're throwing on a really good roster. and go ahead and contribute, and you're going to be in the culture. And watch, this dude's going to all of a sudden ball out, and I gave up a 6th-round pick for him. Yeah. That's what the rich can do. And they're going to get another receiver, don't you think? Or do you think D-Hop's going to be it for them?
I don't think they get another receiver.
All right. Does Schuster still have a role with them?
When he gets healthy. They rotate receivers.
They're pretty amazing with that.
I think it was 7 different players caught a pass in that offense.
Who's your guy this week, Tillman or Coleman on the waiver wire?
Oof. Coleman, that's back-to-back games.
It is.
Which is impressive. And it's not just because
I held him on one team. I cut him on another.
I think it was okay to cut him if you're in a redraft league where he was at. Because the first game, everyone was like, oh, it opened things up for Amari Cooper. He actually had all his catches first game when Cooper wasn't on the field. So,
and then Cooper was there and didn't do anything really this week.
It's just a young player gaining confidence. I think I would take my chances with Tillman.
Because he's the guy there, and Jameis seems to really like him.
Jameis is going to air it out, and I still think Josh Allen is. We're seeing the version of point guard Josh Allen.
They can get really good now. I think they can get really good. All right, here's what we're going to do every day now. We're going to do something called the Sports Animal Audible. Audible, Omaha. So yesterday we gave you the word Freddie. Freddie was the word that we gave you on our show, and at some point during the opening or during the 2 Men On, they will give you the word, and they will say big caller number or whatever, and you win a prize. This week's prize is tickets to go see Lobo football against Wyoming. 2 Men On today. They'll be out at Rio Bravo Brewery. If you want to go see them, you can. So on their show today, when they call for the word, they ask for the word will be sweep. You good with that? Sweep.
Ooh.
As the Dodgers go for the World Series sweep tonight. SWEEP. Sweep. So when your boys this afternoon out at Rio Bravo Brewery, when you go see them, when they call for the Sports Animal Audible word, the word is sweep. All right? And then next week, they'll give you the word, and you'll listen to our show, and we'll give you the prize. Understand how that works? We'll figure it all out, and you'll get into the little rhythm and the cadence with it as well. All right, when we come back, a little World Series stuff. The latest on Shohei's shoulder, 9 o'clock this morning, what Richard Pitino had to say after last night's Lobo men's basketball exhibition victory over future conference foe UTEP. It's the opening drive. Thank you for being with us on a Tuesday morning on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about. We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
no thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia.
5 World Series games in a row for Frederick Freeman. Yankees lineup, JJ, finished the night 5 for 31. That is not what's like 1/6. What does that amount to? Batting average, like 120 or something like that. 11 strikeouts. Aaron Judge 0 for 3, struck out once. Dodgers, meanwhile, designated hitter Shohei Ohtani remained in the lineup. He is expected to go tonight with the subluxation of his left shoulder. He did look compromised. He went 0 for 3, but reached base twice, once on a walk, once on a hit pitch. He got hit on the foot. And so he'll be going for his first championship tonight. Walker Buehler's day on, huh? I mean, it was terrific. You watch a guy who's still recovering from Tommy John surgery, sidelined pretty much the entire season. He had a rough regular season, but he was really good last night. 5 innings and no runs for the Yankees. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com or JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Good morning, Frank. You're on the Sports Animal. What's happening?
Morning, gentlemen.
What's up?
You know, just wanted to throw in my 2 cents about football on, baseball on. I'm trying to go back and forth. Jeopardy's on. I almost had a seizure, man. It was killing me. It's ruining my love life. I haven't watched porn in like 2 weeks. Just slow down and cooler jets. Damn. I wanted to say, that guy sitting next to you, Jeff, he's really good at what he does. He deserves a raise.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
He does. Good to hear you guys.
All right, man. Appreciate it. You should get a raise.
I mean, sitting next to you, that's an empty room.
Well, you used to sit right across from me, and then, when you got your raise, you went into the other room. You should get a raise. Can we get a petition?
I got a higher chair. My chair raises up.
Yeah, that's what he meant. Can we get a petition going to get you a raise?
I don't think petitions work.
They don't? No. What was the latest petition? What was the latest petition? I saw something.
Save this something.
Or get somebody on the ballot. Yeah, or get somebody off the ballot. All right, payback for Danny Gonzalez, says James. Jeff, wasn't Wyoming on the verge of a magical season when Louisville football upset them in 2021? I don't know. Do the Pokes have that up on their bulletin board this week, or is it too far in the past? Danny Gonzalez is gone. Jay Sawville's seat is getting hot. Yeah, I'm going to guess that's probably not on their bulletin board. I mean, 2021. Is that down here? They went up there and won in the COVID year. No, I'm going to guess that has nothing to do with this. Nothing. What else you guys sending me? It's good stuff today. Who do the Dodgers start? Does it matter who they start? I mean, you're just trying to get what?
Not in the bullpen.
Six outs out of them? Is that what you want? Or you're just trying to get 3, and you're going to run me 9 guys out there? And is everybody off limits except for your 3 starters, right? Yamamoto, everybody's on the table except for Yamamoto. O'Flaherty, you'll go the next game if there is one.
Yeah,
Buehler pitched yesterday,
sure.
Right? Buehler pitched yesterday, so he's out. Yamamoto for Flaherty for if there's a game 5, and then
I think maybe it's just 2 because if there's a chance to lock it away and you maybe need Yamamoto, like just tell him, hey, put that arm loose.
Do you activate Kershaw and run him out? I'm kidding. I know you can't do that, but I mean that would be like the moment where he comes out and closes it out. He's right there in the middle of all the celebrations. He's enjoying this, and good for him, man. This is like a lifetime achievement award for him, isn't it? He gets a ring.
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to tell you something.
It's not like he's not doing anything.
No, that's right.
He's acting as like a de facto bench coach, pitching coach, all that.
And the dearth of knowledge that guy has is pretty amazing. I mean, it just is. If they win this, does a sweep matter? a sweep matters if you're New York, right? It's just embarrassing. But if you're LA, if you win in 4 or 5, does it matter, or is there something to a sweep? Is that
It can
like
add to it.
Is that like a first ballot Hall of Famer as opposed to another, just being a Hall of Famer?
We won't the collective. Like, this is something that Dodger fans, Yankee fans, they'll remember this series. Like, if you get swept,
yeah,
you're gonna remember that. Like, the one time the Rockies got to the World Series and they got swept,
right,
and you remember that.
So that was up on the graphic last night. At the end of the night, Fox showed, I want to say the last 9, if I'm not mistaken, World Series that started out 3-0 ended up in sweeps. So that does not bode well for the Yankees tonight. This would be a crash landing for them. I don't think the Yankees have blown this. I think the Dodgers have beaten them. But a sweep would be a crash landing, wouldn't it?
Yes, the wheels fell off.
That's a hard one to eat, yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. When we come back, you're going to hear from Richard Pitino what he had to say after the Lobos' first outing of the season last night. Lobo men's basketball beats UTEP in an exhibition at the Pit. Final score last night was 74-70. What did Pitino think? You'll hear from him when we come back. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Happy Tuesday. Game day if you're an Aggie. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
International.
The AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Yanks on the verge of getting swept. Dodgers win 4-2. Steelers beat the Giants 26-18. Russ looks nice. Lobos on the court at the Pit last night. They beat the Miners 74-70. What's up, boys and girls? It is the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Happy Tuesday. Glad you're with us. Lots for you to do last night, man. You had choices to make. You had, what do I do? Do I go watch the Lobos? Do I go, what do I do? Well, whatever you did, you probably were a winner last night. Football was all right. The baseball was really nice, and the Lobo game was fun to watch, and they were winners last night. 25 turnovers for UNM, JJ. They out-rebounded the Miners 56-30. They played a lot of dudes. They played dudes probably more minutes than I thought. Donovan Dent, almost 32 minutes. Drew Washington, 28.5. And New Mexico True went for 17. Donovan Dent for 19. Nelly had 16 rebounds. Mustafa Amsil had 11 rebounds. Overall, the evaluation, I mean, look, first run, it's the preamble, it's the preface, it's an exhibition, but it was against a Division I team as opposed to, playing, and nothing against what New Mexico State did. They played Western New Mexico last night, but, a lot of times you get Fort Lewis in here or Eastern or whatever. This was a good test.
Yes, this is a real test. It's not just, hey, do you know the play call? Are you paying attention?
Here's how you run down the ramp.
A Division I basketball team, which gets you a really good look ahead of what you're going to do next week, and I think UTEP's better than what they'll see Monday and against Nichols. So for the Lobos, feel really good about getting this opportunity, taking advantage of the charity exhibition games against a Division I opponent. Yes, it's the first game for a lot of these players in this setting, so you understand that. The one but I have is shooting, and is this team going to be able to make shots from the outside on a consistent basis?
21 of 55 the field, 5 of 23 from three-point land last night. Mustafa Amsil 0 for 5. It was True Washington who hit 3 of the 5. He was 3 out of 5 last night. 1 for 1 for Donovan Dent, and the other one came from Jovan Milicevic. He was 1 for 2 last night. So after the game, Richard Pitino spoke for a while about where his team is, and just the first one you're going to hear is this is Pitino, just overall thoughts of going out and playing a Division I team last night.
It makes everybody better. UTEP's better, we're better. No disrespect to some D2s or D3s, but that was a real game. I figured it would be close. They're not scared to foul. 27 fouls. They don't mind doing that. They just want to turn you over and be aggressive, similar to kind of like New Mexico State, who Coach Hooten does with the physicality and all that. So they didn't care about that part of it. Loved our rebounding. Obviously, Nelly's 16 rebounds. We were plus 26 in the glass. Certainly 25 turnovers. Hard to win that way, but phenomenal crowd and that was really good for us.
All right, so look, nothing against to your point, and he said it, going up against a D3 or D2. And if you get Highlands in here, you get Eastern or whatever you've gotten in the past, right? It's always good for those teams. This is better for your team. And especially because you're jumping into it early. You get Nichols on Monday, and the next Friday you're going to be in Las Vegas and you're playing UCLA. And you're in it. Then you get Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and then you're playing at Madison Square Garden. Right? You're jumping right into it. You're going to get tested early. And it was good for him. Got a lot of bench minutes, JJ, and it's going to be interesting to watch this and see how the minutes get divided. And as you go down, are you going to see, is it going to be a tighter rotation early? I mean, you expect it by February to be a tighter rotation. But last night you played a lot of dudes. And Richard talked about that and how he foresees that evolving.
Oh, I told the guys, it's no disrespect, but it was 13-2 and I subbed, and that lead just dropped. Like, I got to be able to sub. Am I going to sub that liberally in a real game? Of course not. But, bench, you got to take advantage of those minutes better. If it was a normal game, I would get my foot on the gas, but I wanted to get those other guys who haven't played a lot some minutes. Donnie's battled a little bit of a knee deal, but he played through it and battled through it. But, yeah, we can't have that slippage when we sub.
Yeah, they were up, 11-0 and 13-2 or something along those lines early on, and then the bench came in and UTEP came back. How deep do you think they end up going? You think, does he go 9-10 deep the first month of the season?
No. 7.
8. Yeah, I mean, a few minutes here and there for guys, especially when you get in foul trouble. All right, you're going to rely on Mustafa Amsil. He is your starter. JJ, your concern is three-point shooting. Mustafa last year, if you recall, started out really, really slowly from three-point land and then found it, right? Probably around mid-December.
Oh, it's pretty much just Mountain West play because he was
which is right about then, right?
Was he or he was the sixth player of the year?
Sixth player of the year, yeah.
So he did get going.
But a lot of it, and that's
first half of the season was very cold.
Especially shooting-wise, right? Now, he had 11 rebounds last night, but was 1 for 8 from the field, 0 for 5. True Washington, 5 for 12 from the field last night. And so Richard talked about Amsil's start, the growth of New Mexico True.
I thought Mustafa actually, although we got to get this out of him where he starts slow, but I actually thought he played really well. He played hard. Yes. He played tough. He battled. So he did a lot of good things. We've talked a lot about got to shoot the three when we're open. You're not going to have as many shots when you turn the ball over 25 times. But there were definitely some good things from those returners. True, obviously, was really good as well. I mean, that's the value of playing a little bit freshman year and coming back. He's got to have that confidence. And I told him, you played meaningful minutes in meaningful games. You're a good player. Not to say that he's immature, but we just talked about the maturity of on the court, little things continue to grow, which is normal from freshman to sophomore year. But he's had a really, really good summer and fall. He's worked his butt off.
All right, so you got your first look. Overall impressions. I think this team, from where I sit, JJ, I think this team's going to be good. I think they're going to get challenged. There's going to be a couple of losses before league play somewhere along the line, right? And I think there's going to be a few good wins in there.
I think this identity of this team, the toughness that you saw from Amsil is something that they're going to lean into because I think they're going to need that extra edge to overcome some of the offensive issues that I think they're going to have just as they grow into this new lineup. And Donovan Dent is going to be fantastic. He's going to be the go-to scorer to the rack. He's going to get easy baskets inside for Nelly Jr. Joseph. But just in terms of kind of the overall rhythm, I really like the expanded game that True Washington is showing. So I think they'll be good in the backcourt, and especially when you look at what they get from Phillip. If you're going to be on the court and play upwards of 20 minutes as potential starter, yeah, you want that length to show different things defensively, but he's someone that where he fits in the offense is going to be interesting to watch.
Fun stuff. You've got a base that you're familiar with, right? You're familiar with Donovan Dent, Nelly Jr. Joseph, and True Washington, and then the rest of it you're starting to figure out. Who is C.J. Nolan and how good is he going to be? What is Milicevic? Borovichinen, right? How are they going to contribute?
No, I think Nolan's going to be an interesting one.
I agree
because he's going to play combo guard, and they're probably asking him to play some point guard minutes because you can't play Donnie for 40 minutes a game. And the other potential point guard is a true freshman in Cade Dotson. So Nolan, how comfortable is he is stepping up, taking on some of those combo guard minutes, maybe a couple of possessions where he's initiating the offense.
And he gave Dotson a little over 8 minutes last night. And that was part of that minus 13 run, right? I mean, guys, when you look at the plus and minus. All right, if you were there last night, we'd love your thoughts. 505-246-0610, your first look at Lobo basketball last night. What'd you think? emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. And Dodger fan, where are you? Lobo just sent me a picture of Mick Cronin. He said, will you be the first person to coach and call the same game? Yes.
Just might be.
Yes. I'm going down.
Magic.
I'm going to go to the Naismith Hall of Fame with that game. All right, a little NFL stuff when we get back. Some injury stuff as you get through now. What is this? The 8th week of the season is already done? Wow, it's just running. What you thought of Russ last night, and an update on a guy who might I don't know if he's the best player in the league, but maybe the most versatile. When's he going to come back because he hasn't played all season long? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Hey, if you're searching for a venue for an event, an ideal venue, no matter how big your event is, whether it's 10 people or 20,000 people, the Albuquerque Convention Center will accommodate anything you have imaginable. From intimate meetings and gatherings, they'll have grand expos, their conferences. They've got the staff and the service, the food and beverage options, goes above and beyond. Your event will become a dream. It is a reality. It is everything you want it to be. With exterior and interior walls decorated by local art pieces, delectable food and beverage options, and right in the historic downtown area, your event will satisfy every attendee. It's everything you want it to be. Parking garage right adjacent to the facility. We host an event there every year. We bring the student athletes for the Isleta New Mexico Bowl every year to the convention center. They take care of our people, and I know they'll take care of yours. So if you are planning your company holiday party, you've got a reception, a meeting, a gala, Albuquerque Convention Center is your spot. Check them out online. It's all right there at albuquerquecc.com. albuquerquecc.com or 505-768-4575. Be at the center of it all, 505-768-4575 at the Albuquerque Convention Center.
Get ready to step into the
National Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili bread.
Yeah, the Seahawks can look so good one week and so not good 1 week after that. They went down, where'd they go the week prior? They went across the country and beat, they beat Buccaneers or something? Miami? I think it was Miami. And then they come home and Buffalo runs them out of their own build. And Arizona, while I still think is going to get better. Remember, I told you this in April, didn't I? That Arizona would be way better. I think their over or under win total was like 4.5, 5.5. And they're 4-4 right now. That was the team I was on like in April. But they're getting healthy now, are the Niners. Debo, Jordan Mason. I mean, they got a bunch of guys who are need this bye week. 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Lobos won last night. 74-70. They beat UTEP in an exhibition game in the pit. Nichols to open the season on Monday, UCLA next Friday. Jeffrey, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's good?
Yeah, I was at the basketball game last night, and obviously very small sample size, but a couple of observations. And I reiterate, as JJ pointed out, a little bit concerned against small sample size, the outside shooting. Who's going to take up that role beyond the 6'9" Dayton guy? What's his name? Mustafa.
I'm seeing.
And Dent, I'm not sure he's really a quote unquote outside, 3-point threat, but he hit one. Washington hit several, but I'm hoping that some of these other players maybe at some point can demonstrate some of that capacity. The other thing that I was intrigued with, and again, small sample size, was the Arizona transfer, the guy from the Eastern Bloc country.
Borovichinen?
Yeah. He and the other Arizona transfer, I'm really intrigued with those two guys. And the other thing I noted, and again, I know it's small sample size, and when you get into the game and it's your first time in actual play situational, kind of scenarios, they just push the ball so aggressively, almost chaotically every single time they got the ball, which is exciting. But there's going to be times where you just have to settle down, particularly if you're trying to protect a lead or reestablish, kind of an offensive set. And the other thing I noted, again, small sample sizes, the players tend to pick up their dribble pretty regularly, and I think that'll come as a maturity issue over time. But overall, excited about Lobo basketball, as always. And, of course, as a Dodger fan, they're on the precipice of, a historical season. And until they get that fourth victory, I'm cautiously but very enthusiastically optimistic for the Dodgers.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Thanks, guys.
I think it's fair. He's kind of echoed what you said in regards to shooting. Let's see. Let's watch the play. You'll get an idea next Friday who they are, right? Nichols, I don't expect. I expect them to win the game by comfortable margin against Nichols. Don't you? Next week.
I do.
And then the UCLA game, you'll get a real idea of what they're all about. And UCLA is expected to be really good this year. Mick Cronin last year was a down year, but you look at what they did in the portal. UCLA is ranked 22nd in both the coaches poll and the AP poll preseason. So you're gonna get a real look at them, and a pretty good feel on what they're about and how they size up. I think UCLA will be bigger, right? UCLA opens up with a Rider on Friday, so they get a little appetizer before going at each other. UCLA's non-conference, dude. I mean, I guess it gets thicker late. Okay, I was looking at it. I'm watching this whole thing go through. They get the New Mexico game. Then they get into conference play. Oh, all right. They thicken up, dude. I got to think when I look at their schedule, what's conference and what's not. Right? Washington, Oregon is. They play Arizona, Carolina, and Gonzaga. That's pretty thick, right? Mid to late December, they get a non-conference game with Arizona. They get a non-conference game with Carolina and Gonzaga, and then they're in it. Now they'll test themselves late. That's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it?
Yes.
Good outing, good start, and you'll get an idea. But this is a team. Patience isn't something you got around here. Are you going to have to be patient with them as they grow? You had two leaders over the last couple of years in House and Mashburn, right? That were sensational, that you could rely on, that was your go-to. And then everybody else kind of fit around them. Now that it's Donovan Dent's team, is it going to take a minute for it to morph around him a little bit?
Yes.
I think so too.
Just because of you move that many pieces around, you have to figure out the new look offense. Like Donovan is going to be good. He's going to get his. He's going to set up some easy baskets Fernelli inside, some of the other players on the perimeter. But it just comes down to who can find consistent shooting touch. I'm really excited about the backcourt. I think Drew Washington showing that offensive ability is a big step forward, because I think defensively, they buy in. They could be a really tough team to play against defensively. And that's could be the difference for this team, is if all of a sudden, you've looked in the last couple seasons, especially last year, it's House and Mashburn and Dent kind of going off, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, this is a team you actually don't want to play against, because they're going to D up, defend you. It's going to be hard to score against the length.
Just take a minute, and I think that's right. And when we come back, a magical night for one of the young, burgeoning superstars in the National Basketball Association. Dare I say, damn near historic night last night. What he did that only bested once before him in the NBA. That's next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Ian Eagle here from
Breakfast burritos and Frontier Sweet Rolls.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been.
Like that. He's a really good player playing in a non-glamour franchise, but JJ, the fact that they were the 3 or 4 seed, were they the 4 seed last year in the East? 4 or 5. 4 or 5.
They're in that series with Cleveland. Oh. Banchero is the most under the radar star, like guy that is going to take over, a guy that in a couple of years all these big market teams are going to be clamoring to get. Like, he's that dude.
He went for 50 last night, which is really good. I can't get over all the social media commentary on the statue of Dwayne Wade.
It's bad.
It's
because the statue was bad.
Well, it's just so bad, and he had to go out and defend it. So I know you've seen the Dwayne Wade statue, right? And Dwayne Wade, it's celebrating a moment where he won the game with his offense, and so they tried to capture this moment, and it's outside the arena there in Miami, and so they unveiled the statue over the weekend, and he's out yesterday trying to explain the look. And, quote, if I wanted it to look like me, I'd just stand outside the arena and y'all can take photos. It don't need to look like me. It's the artistic version of a moment that happened that we're trying to cement, end quote. No.
I think he's embarrassed.
He's got to be, right?
So he's trying to spin it, but a statue is supposed to look like the person.
Isn't that what it is? I mean, is it the statue of a moment or a statue of the dude? Like I don't even know. It looks like an older. Maybe that's what he'll look like in 25 years.
It looks like a melted wax figure.
Kind of.
Wade.
It looks like I'm trying to think which sitcom character from the 70s it looks like.
You might, if you said, "Hey, there's a statue of a Heat player outside," and you looked at it, you might get it by accident just because Dwayne Wade is
the Heat
probably
player?
the most popular Heat player ever.
Well, you would say it's not Shaq and it's not
LeBron.
LeBron, so I guess
you get it by default.
No, when he's wearing number 3.
But if you just put like, "Oh, name this player," and just showed a picture of the face, you never get it.
He says, "I care, but I don't." The social media world is about opinions. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone uses y'all opinions. Please talk more about us. Talk more about a statute. Or a statue. Come on down, see it, take some photos, send some memes. We don't care. Yeah, you do. You do. So it would be a great honor to have a statue, right? I mean, not that I want a statue, but it would be if a city, a franchise, whatever it is, decides. Like I drive by a statue out here downtown all the time. I don't even know who it is, but whatever. It's somebody, and I'm sure it's cool. It would be cool to have a statue. But what would you do, like, honestly, if there's a big unveiling ceremony and they pull the drape off of this thing and it's supposed to be you, and you look at it and you're like, who the hell is that?
It's incredibly disappointing. It's your heart sinks. It had to for Dwayne Wade to see that and just go, "Oh, this is my statue, and that's what it looks like."
And it's going to be there forever, theoretically.
And it's not a joke. It's not like, "Oh, just kidding. Here's the real one." Like, that's it.
How come nobody's outed the artist, or have they? quote Wade again, there's only a few organizations that have a statue outside. There's not even 15 players who played this game of basketball who have a statue outside. We have a statue outside. So for me to be the vessel that's used to be the chosen one, I'm proud of it. I'm proud because we worked very, very, very hard to create an image that will stand for a very long time that expresses what the Miami Heat, my family, and our fan base is about. So don't let nobody talk about our house. This is our house. They're on the outside. Leave them there. Okay. Sculptors said it took 800 hours of, and look, I'm not pretending this is easy, dude. I have no artistic value. I can't do that. But that's not what I get paid to do. Sculptors said it took 800 hours of work to make it. And Dwayne was directly involved with the process. And so when people saw this for the first time on Sunday, he had already seen parts of it, including the face. And he lauded the work that the sculptors did. Quote, I don't know a lot of people with a statue. Do you? Anybody here? Y'all know anything about the process of a statue? No one out there do neither. And so it's an unbelievable process to be a part of, and it's a complicated process, end quote. I'm not doubting that, dude. All I'm saying is it's not good.
They messed it up.
Nobody's doubting that if you're going to tell me it took 800 hours, man, cool. If you're going to tell me it's hard, I don't doubt it. If I can't do it, I always say, man, you're going to bang on something. Can you do it better? And so it's hard for me to sit here and rip on it, but it doesn't look like the dude who you're telling me it is. That's all. It is so not good. And look, you can spend 800 hours on something and still doesn't have to be good, right? It's that. I wonder when he went home and talked to his wife, like, what does he say? It's like, damn, really, dude? I get a statue and it looked like Red Fox? Like
I'd be like, so, Pat Rowley, it's Dwayne. Do you guys have the receipt for this? What's the return policy?
Yeah, because who's that dude? Like it does. It looks a little bit like Red Fox from Sanford and Son, without the beard. A little bit like, yeah, dude. Anybody but him. Like I don't even see a close resemblance. Do you?
No.
And again, I'm sure it's hard. I got no doubt it's really, really difficult to do this. I can't. But you're honoring like the greatest player in the history of your franchise, and you dissed him like that. It's what are we doing? All right, Lobo Hobo's in today. You know what, Jeffy? New Mexico State beats a tired FIU tonight, right? How can the Panthers not have a bye week yet when Lobo football's already had two? I don't know. Aggies at FIU tonight. It is a 5 o'clock start. You can watch the game tonight over on CBS Sportsnet. Any idea on the spread? Aggies and Florida International tonight.
Pitbull Stadium, right?
Pitbull Stadium, right.
Mr. Worldwide. FIU 4.5?
FIU 9.
Ooh, 9, wow.
9. Over under 43.5. Didn't I just watch like a 14-10 Conference USA game the other day too? Yeah, like both of them the other day. So you get two Conference US actions tonight. New Mexico State, FIU. Louisiana Tech and Sam Houston, who may be the best team in that league. Sam Houston is 6-2 and 3-1. They lose to. They lost to Western Kentucky, and then they lost to Central Florida. Their wins over Rice, Hawaii, Texas State. Sam Houston might be pretty good, dude. Like I mean, not just Conference USA, they might be a pretty decent football team. Tomorrow, Jacksonville State, who's playing better, goes to Liberty. That's a nice watch. And Kennesaw State coming off their first ever D1 victory over Liberty. That's the biggest upset of the year, right? In college football, that's the biggest upset of the year. And then, you get those two tomorrow night. All right, 505-246-0610 is how to get here. Mike, I know. Signal down, Jeff Alou. I can only do so much. I can't be like JJ Buck and be on the air of the pregame show and call Global Women's Basketball. I'm not that talented. Text line, it wasn't a small sample size, was it? Question mark. Jeffrey called in and talked about Global Basketball, said small sample size a few times. All right. You don't have to call in if you don't want the tickets. Gave you the audible word, by the way. It is sweep, SWEEP. When you hear it on the afternoon show, 2 men on, then call in. You got a chance to win Lobo tickets to go see the game against Wyoming. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and sportsanimалabq.com. I want to tell you about On the Spot Automotive Detailing because they are terrific and they come to me and they detail my vehicle. What does that mean? I hear that all the time. Jeff, do they really come to you? They really come to you and do? Yeah, they do. When I'm working, when I'm in the office, they come out and they detail my vehicle. Why? Because I don't have time to go over and deal with it. You don't have time to go drop your car off somewhere. They do that for you. When they're done, your car looks and feels and smells like the day you took it off the lot. Like brand new feel. You can have that brand new car feel without having to go get a brand new car. It's that cool. It's a great gift. We're going into gift giving season. I know. I've done this before. Everybody I've given this gift to loves it. And it's not just detailing. It is also paint protection. They offer paint protection film. They offer ceramic coating. And they are experts when it comes to window tinting. They're a 3M certified dealer. That means they got the best product on the market. They've been awarded best in the city because, well, they are best in the city. Book online today. It's all right there. Book and buy at otsdetailing.com. It's otsdetailing.com.
This is Bummer Science with the Sports Minute. All right, folks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oakey. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots?
All right, what's people going to be talking about as you go through your day? Dodgers can complete a sweep tonight in the World Series if they can beat the Yankees. Last night, 4-2, LA wins. Freddie Freeman put the Dodgers ahead 15 pitches into the game with a 2-run home run off of Clark Schmidt. Walker Buehler was really good. 5 scoreless innings. Aaron Judge, 1 for 12 in the World Series. The Dodgers are up 3-0 in the World Series. They'll play a bullpen game tonight and try to close it out. Lobos were winners last night. Lobo basketball in the pit. Exhibition game against UTEP. 74-70 was the final score in their final exhibition before doing it for real against Nichols. Isn't that weird? Like you would almost think, right? They got an exhibition against UTEP and the real game against Nichols. Doesn't it feel like it should be the other? You've been to Nichols, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't it feel like that's
Louisiana?
That's who they play the exhibition against? And
yes, it's a university.
I'm well aware of that. Donovan Dent led the way, 19 points. True Washington, 17. Nelly Jr. Joseph had 16 points to go with 16 rebounds to go with 7 points for the Lobos, who open it up for real on Monday of next week against Nichols, and then they'll play UCLA in Las Vegas on Friday of next week, and they'll be in it for good. And the Steelers beat the Giants last night, 26-18 on Monday Night Football, as you heard right here on the Sports Animal. Russell Wilson, 20 for 28, 278 yards, a touchdown and an interception. And the 6-2 Steelers hit the bye week without yet having to play a division game, but they will do that when they get back. Tonight, Aggies are on the road. Football, Conference USA, Tuesday night. They will play FIU. Feeling brave, no? All right. 505-246. Yeah.
Put your hands up. Like just don't care.
505-246-0610. Text line says it wasn't a small sample size, was it? I don't know. I mean, it was one exhibition game to judge the global basketball team on. All right. 505-246-0610. There was one other thing I wanted to hit. I forgot what it was. Your boy Sean Payton. Did he run up the score? Did you feel at the end of the Broncos game against the Carolina Panthers? Did you feel he was running up the score? Because the Panthers sure as hell did. They were running trick plays with 5 minutes to go. His answer is just play better. He's getting cocky.
Yes.
You did.
But you play to the end of the game.
Yep.
It's 4th and 2, and you're calling that play because you are comfortable, you're in control, and you know the other team's not that good. And he said it in his post-game press conference. When people are asking him about the defense and the play of the Broncos defense, he's like, we didn't play good offense. This is what we expected.
They scored 28
didn't have respect for the Panthers, and that was an absolute moment. He's calling that play against Carolina and not against other people. But maybe if he's up 28-7, he probably would do the same thing if it was up 28-7 against Kansas City. So
he was the coach when they got 70 put on him last year, right? When they were in Denver and in Miami and the Dolphins put 70 on him.
You're out there on the field, you gotta play.
He was on whoever he was yesterday, ESPN, I guess. He says, I know. Listen, I said it Sunday night. We're trying to finish the game the right way. We're not trying to run up the score on anyone. It's the National Football League. I've been in games with a 28-point lead in the fourth quarter and lost. So we're trying to finish. Play better. All right. Is there, I mean, this is the unwritten rules, right? We always talk about baseball. You know, you hit a guy after the guy before him hits a home run, or you throw at a guy's head after he hits one out on you.
I think we get to the professional level. You play to the end of the game.
Is there a respect though? Like, I mean, tell me. So why you run fake punts up 28-7?
It wasn't a fake punt.
It was?
It was an offensive play.
All right.
It was a trick play on offense, but it was an offensive play.
They had an unsuccessful. Oh, it was a fake field goal. Yeah.
They ran a fake field goal, but
Yeah,
there was also a 4th and 2 where they ran a trick play.
All right. I mean,
like my whole thing is when you're in the lead, why do you have to be the one that stops? So you punt the football back, and Carolina's not stopping playing.
Yeah.
It's coaches get so pissed off. They're like, why'd you go for it on 4th down? Because if you gave you the ball back, you'd still be out there running plays trying to score.
Yeah, you're trying to score.
So why do we have to stop playing so you can get a chance to score again?
So you're all about it. You got no problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're playing football, and just because you have a lead, people expect, oh, you should run it 3 times, punt it back. And so your offense should stop playing, but their offense is going to still go 110 miles per hour and put people in a position where they can get hurt because you're playing sports.
Yeah, you don't have a big enough roster where you can just, like in college, you can run 3rd string out. You only got 53 guys.
You can put walk-ons out there. You're not doing that in the NFL.
Yeah, you can't do that in the NFL. And so, but how you play, what you call it, it does matter.
Yeah, just play, and if you can't stop it, you can get all upset and hurt.
And they did.
But at some point in time, it's why would I just punt the football back to you just so you can keep playing, but we have to stop playing because we have a lead.
Yeah, and they did. And they did. What do you make about the little media spat Trevon Diggs is in? So Mike McCarthy, the head coach of the Cowboys, talked about Trevon Diggs going, I don't want to say going after, confronting is probably a better word, a TV reporter after they lost to the Niners. So not long after the players returned to the locker room for the field, Diggs was still in uniform. He went outside where the media was waiting to enter the locker room, and he approached a reporter about an ex-post. And there's a video out there that shows Trevon Diggs tracking after George Kittle on a catch. He shoved Kittle out of bounds. The tweet appeared to question his effort. And so Diggs said, that's what you took from that? Out of that whole play, that's what you took from that? You don't know football. You can't do nothing that I do. You can't go out there and do nothing. Stay in your lane, buddy. Stop trying me, dog. That's what he went after the reporter.
I think it's crazy that he knew that soon. Like Diggs,
but he already knew that, right?
Still in his uniform,
right? He hadn't even
hadn't undressed, hadn't decompressed. Just immediately picked up his phone and found this specific tweet.
Yeah,
I guess probably one of his guys sent it to him and was like, dude, this dude's calling you out. And possibly knew he was there and one of the Cowboys reporters. But this is the noise that really ruffles feathers. Like, this is the stuff. If you're Mike McCarthy, you already, you're dealing with the Jerry Jones stuff. That, yada, yada, yada. But you have one of your players, like, post-game immediately responding to something on his phone. Like, he didn't even take his shoulder pads off. Like, I agree with McCarthy. Like, dude, like, you have to decompress and not go after that guy right there.
McCarthy said, I think we got to be better in those moments. I was talking about staying on a high road. It's part of our responsibility in this business, but I'm not ignorant or naive to the fact that this generation, that's part of the world they live in, the social media world. You have to manage that. That's part of being a professional athlete, and that's part of representing this organization properly. Look, back in the day, right, nothing would come out until the paper.
Well, if you're Diggs and you want to defend your play, do it. But don't go to that tired BS line of, you ain't an athlete. You don't know what's up. Okay, well then tell him what's up. Like, I got beat on the play, man. It wasn't because the tweet was kind of like, was this guy giving up? Was he not trying on this play? And so, yeah, Diggs is frustrated, but then answer and be like, oh, man, I got beat. It happens, but I'm a competitor and I try hard. But then you go to this, you ain't an athlete. Keep my name out your mouth. All right.
I didn't see the tweet. I'm not even sure I'm familiar with the play.
It was one of the long George Kittle pass plays where kind of Diggs gets beat, then he ends up trailing on the play, and the reporter was kind of like, did Diggs give up on this? Like, what happened?
So was the tweet out of line? Was he wrong?
No, it's an opinion.
Yeah.
Like, and it Diggs, if you want to be like, no, man, like, I didn't give up. I got beat. It happens, but I'm a competitor. Yeah, but he didn't give that explanation. He gave you're not an athlete, so you shut up.
You ain't never did this.
Like, yeah, we got a bunch of dudes. I'm one of them. At times we call things out. We ask questions. Let us know what's going on. That's what I want to know. Plays, and a lot of the things we see, we think we have an idea and we don't, because it is not the coverage that's called or not the route that was expected to run. And that's an opportunity for an athlete to be like, you know what?
You don't know what
I got beat, but I didn't quit on the play, yada, yada, yada. Instead, it just goes to the, tried old, you never played, so why are you talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep my name out your mouth. All right. Who you got tonight? Dodgers, Yankees. Is it going to be sweep?
Gotta go Dodgers, man.
So
unless Aaron Judge hits 3 home runs.
History tells you the last, from what I saw last night, the last 9 times a World Series has gone 3-0 and ended up in a sweep. History tells you that. So where are you going? I the Yankees win tonight. I don't know. There's something about I can't imagine this is going to be a sweep. We went into this thinking, every game's going to be like that game 1, and this is going to be a great 7-game series. This is going to be a classic, and
Dodgers!
It hasn't been classic, man. It's been a classic beatdown. I mean, right? And it's not like
they've all been classic performance from Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, and I don't want to say classic beatdown because that's not fair either. Remember when the Lakers got swept by the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago? It was a sweep, but it wasn't a beatdown, right? All those games were close. That's kind of what I feel with this. All right, Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is in at, what time did I tell you? At 4 o'clock, because that's what time they're on every day. They will be live today at the Rio Bravo Brewery. You can go see your boys. We're back tomorrow morning. Award-winning radio starting at 7 a.m. Adrian, great work. Always. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.